2001 Holland trailer. What does it haul? Not that. Good night. We even still have the UPC on it. Alright. This is my old Holland, I think it's rated for a 1,000-pound, 5-foot by 8-foot trailer. And it's just about 20 years old, and it has seen much better days. This came as one of the Home Depot specials. I upgraded from one of those 4-foot by 4-foot mini trailers, or I don't know, whatever you can get from like Harbor Freight. Ooh, sorry. Getting some COVID out of the way. So I'm not a carrier, by the way. What are we doing? All right, back. Focus. God, like a squirrel. All right. So I picked this up from Home Depot years ago, and you know, it was dirt cheap, but it netted me the amount of space that I needed to haul around a lawn tractor because I was mowing family member's lawn. I needed to move things around, and it was very difficult on that other little 4x4, and I think I extended it to a like a 6-foot length. It was just a terrible idea. So this thing has served its purpose. There are thousands of miles on this thing. It's gone through a couple of sets of tires. The fenders have been replaced. I've overloaded this. I'm guessing that I put about 3,000 pounds on it of crusher run, and it's bent frame members. It just keeps going. We finally got to the point where this plywood bottom is definitely looking pretty bad. I don't have my gloves on right at the moment. Oh, let's get out of the shadows. How's that? Ooh, there we go. So you can already see that there's a hole in there. This thing is pretty punky. We can easily put our foot through it if we try. I'm not going to do it because that's prone to injury. I mean, we have actual rust through on this thing. Terrible. What's our plan? We're just going to put plywood on the bottom of it. Later on, I'll add on to this. It won't be later on for you guys. It'll look like it just continues from where we're at. We'll go over this some more detail. We're going to rip the bottom out of it and replace it. And maybe take the time to do a little welding. Try to straighten the tongue out. The level. Up, up, up. What we're going to do is, I think, I'm going to flip this upside down at a convenient spot where I can wedge a 4x4 post on top of a jack under a tree branch and bend that member back into place. Maybe we'll get the welder out and booger weld something onto the bottom of it. It is a dump trailer. I've never used it. I absolutely have never used the dump part of it. It's just too short. It's just too useless. What do you say? Should I clean that up? Weld it along there? Make it quieter and a lot stronger. Alright, you'll take the journey with me. See where we go. Crazy to see. It's pretty well rotted on the top, but still fairly solid. The adhesive strong on the bottom of it. This isn't going to be that easy. Well, you're still going. All right, check this out. Let's see. You see in there? Maybe I can get some light down in there for you guys. Does that help? Maybe. You see that? Loads. There we go. Check that out. A lot of critters been in there. Full up, so we'll have to scrape that out, get that cleaned up. Let's get these hinges off of here, see what happens. Get some sticks out of the way. You see that? Carpet sample, great for... In. Ready? There you go. That should be the same size going all the ways up. So it was a matter of time before this thing broke off. Damn, maybe I got you guys too close. Back here, maybe? What do you think? You're out of the way? Safety third. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Alright. I don't think that 2x4 is too warped. I don't honestly remember, but we got a ways to go. Fix that. Get that bend out of there. What I also see, not a good sign. Oh, can you guys see it? Maybe you saw it already. Ooh. What? There we go. We're on a delay. There. I think that's bad. Maybe you don't think so. Definitely we've got fatigue here in this, and that's a structural component that I really can't have fatigue in because obviously that's bracing the hitch here. Wow, loosen you up. There we go. What do you say we straighten it out first? We'll get it straight, and then I'll look and see how I can strengthen that up. I think I have some pieces that were left over from a bed frame. I have some other scrap. And I think I can booger weld that so that it strengthens that bar across there. I'm not 100% sure. But first I want to get you guys all set up to see what kind of contraption we're rigging to try to make that, or get that bend out of there. Obviously that took quite a hit at some point. Let's bring you guys up. Now, what I do notice, this side seemed to move all right, which makes me fear that that is flexing quite a bit. And definitely we're going to have to put some sort of brace on it. I'm thinking overlap this on the top. This is all, that's just a C-beam, very thin metal. So I'm thinking weld it on top, all along the sides. Maybe put another one on this side. Maybe front and back. I don't know. I'll decide that when I get there. I might have pieces that are long enough to overlap all of this. And I don't care if it pushes up on that plywood at all. I would actually rather have it push up on the plywood. I could care less about a perfectly level surface, as long as we've restored the strength to the floor of the trailer. That came up quite a bit. I'm going to try a little bit more here. I think it's better, but I don't know if I'm flexing something else. You see that? Yeah, that's the gap we need to work on next. One way I'll be able to tell. I'll take you guys for the walk. Well, how's that look? I'm gonna get back here and not catch a license plate. I mean, you guys know what it is. Right? I had this earlier in the video. That looks more level to me. But I bet it can go more. Yeah, it does have to go more. I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna think about how I can make my beam stronger that I'm pulling against. Grab the other clamp, and I think we're gonna really get after it. Alright, I'm gonna think about it, take a little time, and then I'll be back. Okay, I need a little bit of time. Sometimes you just need some space to think. We've got our Pittsburgh Rapid 3-ton jack under there. 4x4 block, and that's going right against the end of the tongue. And that's pushing up, and I might have some air under the one tire, but truck's not going to move. And that got a result. Probably not the one I want at all. Maybe. We'll see here. It's not good, but it definitely is a result. You even see that? How about back here? I'll put you back a little further. There you go. How's that? I mean, you can see that, right? We start off with the 1/2-inch gap on the one side. We come over, we find that weak spot, and that presses right against the bottom of the boards. Now the question I have to ask myself is, if I release the tension on those bars, does this continue to lift off? Does it stress that even more over on that other side? And am I better off now putting the beam underneath and pressing just the one side down? Does that make any sense? So we stretch that back into its original shape, possibly get this level all the ways across, and then we zzz and make a better beam. I'm trying to figure this out too. And I'm not very confident in my welding skills to be able to make this better than it was. I guess it would be. Probably far too long I've had, 600-700 pounds of equipment riding around in the back of this thing, plus its own weight. It's probably a disaster just waiting to happen, so let's do it right. Yeah, alright, I'm going to leave the camera rolling now. You guys have been in this long enough. Sun's starting to go down. Oh, well, there's part of the answer right there. I'm going to put this so it stabs me right in the neck. Oh, yeah, this is... Alright, we found the weak point. I guess I should have just tried that before. What do you guys think? Now what do I do? Alright, this is probably the worst idea in the world. I think if I pound this with my sledge, right here, it's going to push that part of the beam down. It's going to twist this back. We're going to see some effect from that. I'm thinking I should smack that while we're jacked up. Yeah, let's do that. Well, this is probably leading up to one of the worst ideas in my life, but... no, that's not true. I've made worse decisions. What do you think? Drop it right on there? I think that's what you guys want to see. Should apologize to my neighbors. Your ears ringing? We definitely have a result. That beam is bent. It's bent up now, so it's in the opposite direction. But I can work with something that's bent up a little bit easier. There's definitely things I can do. But we definitely got a result. And I'm going to leave you guys there so you can see what happens when I let this off the jack. Because my theory is that's going to slip down. And then we're going to massage that a little bit more into place. And then we're relying on fixing that with more metal. You ready to watch that? Alright, let me know. Give a shout out when that drops. Wow, that looks pretty horrid. I like it. I think you probably saw that as it dropped down. I couldn't really see. We are still sitting on the jack. What do we got here? This is now bent out. So when I smack that a couple of times, this definitely bent out. It's pinched in on the inside. So we are definitely finding the weak points of this. And this is definitely where I need to carry the strength. This is fine because we've got a solid plate here. So this part, from here to here, where that plate is, that's not moving. It's everywhere else. I don't think I have enough metal to like box that in on the bottom, which would strengthen the beam even more. So I'm going to have to rely that if I overlap this, if I overlap this and this, at least on one side, we're going to be ahead of the game. It's not going to be the most perfect of fixes. It's going to certainly be better than it was. And we won't be relying strictly on that front beam in order to tow this along. Let's fix it. Let's fix it once. Alright. You guys watch. Whoa! Should have a smaller mallet for this. Alright. What do you think? Probably should leave it, right? So the interesting thing is, let me think about this. If I take that jack down, is it just going to relax the trailer, or is it actually going to drop that? If it drops that, then I know what I have to do is jack that up just before I weld it. And yeah, jack it up just before I weld it. And then it will be under tension. Right. Or we're going to weld the crap out of this thing. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I still have that other center brace there to bend back into shape. That I should be able to just push back up, though. Worst case is, it looks like I've got enough room. I could stick a bar and a couple pieces of wood between the axle and pry off of that. That should be enough to move that center brace. Alright. Well, let's let the jack out of there. Let that drop. Move a whole bunch of stuff. I don't have my keys on me, so gotta go inside, grab those. We'll back this up to the garage, so we're close to an outlet, and we'll start cleaning this up and get it ready for some welding. Does that sound good? You guys don't need to see me unloading this and moving stuff around. So, well, you know, you wanted to watch this drop, I'm sure. God, that's a lot of noise. Well, what happened? You know what? That's not too bad. That dropped a lot less than I thought it would. So we're going to jack it up into place. We'll get that tension on it. I think a lot of it will be fixed when I zap those seams there. Metal isn't the greatest, but we'll get it strengthened up. We'll figure this out. All right, guys. Hey, still the same day. I'm honestly not sure where I'm going to break these videos up. We'll see when I get these onto the computer and start making the changes. But I guess I could show you what I'm working on now. Maybe we'll make some sparks fly. Maybe we'll do a little zzz. Something will come out of this, I'm sure. Let's see what we got. I don't really know what what you're seeing. Hopefully, everything. So these were off of a bed frame set that we got. These are the extensions for the king size, and this was for a queen size bed. Just think about that for a second. Okay. What I figure is, do we want them all the ways out that way? Yeah. That's what we want. Oops. There we go. Do that. That seemed pretty reasonable to you? And we'll do it on the back because then I've got full access to weld all of the seams in here. I can, I've got the C clamp and the other clamps that I should be able to, press things back into shape with. For the most part, this is fairly level across. I mean, there's pressure on both of these, but pretty decent. We'll get the wire brush and get going here and see if we can get this cleaned up. That's what it's going to sound like. Alright. Forgot to unpause this. We've been getting some of the rust off of it. Slow going with the sander. I'm going to break out the grinder with the death wheel. See if I can get things to overlap nicely in that one crack. You can hear the compressor going like mad. Hi. I think the cutoff wheel has reached its end. So we'll put the grinder back on it. Not the cleanest metal, not in great shape, but we'll go through and make sure that we've got a pretty good line of where we're welding. Hey, let me double check here. Are you still recording? Hey, you know what? We'll take a break. Alright, we're back. Well, we'll see how it goes. I would imagine the first thing I want to do is get these fixed here. I don't know what I can do with this either. Let's see, if I bend that down. Bend that out. That came out. Let's see what happens here. That might need some more massaging. Having a brain fart here of how to get this lined up pretty good. Wait a minute. That's better. Well, you know what? Alright. This is probably our first weld. And what we'll do is we'll clean the spot on this. I think right there. We can get the ground only see what we can do. I'll stop you. Get the welder out. See what happens here. Hey, you guys ready to see this? All right, I've done a lot of this off camera mostly because I got another one of these to do, and honestly, I've only really welded something seriously once, and that was the exhaust on the Fiero, and that's booger weld at its best. All I can say is I'm really trying to experiment with how I can get the best welds going. I do not have the, top of the line, multi-adjustable, MIG welders, brand names, or even the one Harbor Freight one, which is pretty decent from what I understand. The thing that I've noticed, where are some early welds? All right, here's a good example of some differences, and hopefully I don't burn myself like an idiot. Hopefully, do I have enough light on this for you guys? All right, I hope so. And we'll zoom in a little bit. Okay, this side right here was is one of the early welds. Tacking this in and trying to get this set. This, it's a little bit at the top of the screen. Get up there. All right, from here on over, I tried to increase the speed of the wire. I have it set on what's like a middle setting, I think. That's low, medium. We're going to call this medium 2, medium 1, medium 2. We'll go with medium 2, I guess. I have no idea. But anyways, hopefully that was a little bit hotter, and I used I'm going to show with my fingers, kind of this type of motion here. Very small, really tried to create a puddle, and then push into it. Do you guys know what I mean? Hopefully this doesn't sound like just an idiot talking, but it was suggested that I'm kind of like, I get it hot, I get it molten, and then I push into it and try to penetrate into the two metals and get them to bond. This seemed to be my best weld here, honestly. And I give you the look over the rest of this. That took the longest. I took the most time. And you can see where I tried to do that also, in sections here. So I also tried, and this is where I kind of realized what I was doing, is I tried plug welding these. And I saw that when I created the puddle, it seemed to work better. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to just see if it's stronger. It's dinner time. I'm gonna call it quits. We'll see if this is. you'll know where this is, and it's gonna be in video 1 or video 2. I don't know how I'm gonna split this up. But anyways, I wanted to share this, these times with you. If you've got suggestions, throw it in the comments. I welcome the feedback and the critical feedback, definitely. I'm just trying to teach myself with the best equipment that I have available. If I get a good strong weld under here, I don't care if the floor is level or not. I'm just looking for strength and durability. So, what do you think? All right, guys. Thanks for spending the afternoon and evening with me, and we'll pick this back up. You're going to see it through to the end. All right, bye. Oh, Eric, the subscribe button. Smash it, buddy.